Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this job role based interview questions. We are finding the real questions and explaining it like a pro. Okay, so let's start with today's role. So today I have picked up the role of ITIL process practitioner. Okay, so this is also one of the prominent role and it looks like different. So let's discuss the questions. First of all, what is this role all about? What is the ITIL process practitioner in simple word? Okay. So basically, this person, or you can say ITIL process practitioner, is basically a person who does the real work inside the process. In this role, this person takes the rules defined by owners and managers and apply them to the actual ticket and tasks. So basically, they are the ones who are logging, updating, and resolving work in tool every day, whatever ITSM tool you have. If they follow the process well, the whole process feels smooth and reliable. Okay, so this is the role of ITIL practitioner. After this, second question, how is the role of practitioner different from process owner and process manager? This distinction is very important. Okay, so you can think of three levels here. Okay, so the ITIL process owner is basically the person who designs the process and decides what good looks like. Okay, finally, the process manager run the process day to day on day-to-day basis, operationals, and watch the KPIs basically. However, the process practitioner actually do the work. Okay, they are there for logging, updating, and resolving, and finally escalating. So you can say the process owner design. Okay, the manager is controlling, and whereas the practitioner is executing the process on ground. I hope you are getting my point. Now, third thing is, what are the main responsibilities of practitioner? Yes, you should know the responsibilities of your role. So the main responsibilities, is a kind of very hands-on. Okay, it's a hands-on role. They follow the defined steps of the process in their daily work. Okay, so they are the one who is managing the ITSM tool. Basically, they are keeping the tickets and records up to date. Okay, they are following or they respect the priorities because they are working on ground, right? So they respect the priorities, SLAs, escalation rules, and whenever needed, they have to get in touch with the other teams. Okay. And finally, they are also there to share the feedback and ideas with the process managers and process owners whenever they see any issue to resolve the issue and to make the process more effective. Let's move ahead. Question number 4. What does a process adherence means for a process practitioner? So basically, adherence here means simply working the way the process says, means following the process, not the random way. Okay. So for a practitioner, this include using the right categories, using the right priorities, okay, and following the correct steps, and respect the SLAs, respect the approvals, respect the escalations which are there. It also means not to skip the steps, just to close the ticket faster. Okay. So we have seen this many times. People are doing n number of shortcuts to close the ticket faster. But this is not the process adherence. It means you have to follow the proper steps. Okay. And follow the best practices, how to deal with the process. So basically, at the end, we can say that good adherence makes reports, audits, and improvements much easier. Obviously, when you follow the process step by step, then finally you have everything with you. You can measure it and then take the next steps. Then we have the question number 5. How does the process practitioner handle documents and records? So being a practitioner, for you, clear documentation is one of the most important thing, okay, which you have to take care anyhow. It is your responsibility kind of thing, okay. So every ticket basically should have a clear detail of the problem or the request, and you have to make sure that the tickets are being updated on regular basis as the work progress, okay, not only at the end. Okay, so generally we see the tickets stay idle, but this is not the process, and this is the work of responsibility of practitioner to look in such cases and ask the people to follow the process and update. Okay, so basically the records, should show what was done, okay, why it was done, and what all decisions were taken to make it happen. So basically, I have seen people are updating tickets with direct emails. Okay, so this should not be the case. Direct emails should not be copy pasted. Okay, in this case, short, clear comments are much better than direct copy paste. Okay, or you say, or word to word updates, so that anyone can understand it better and take it forward. Now, question number 6: how can a process practitioner contribute to continual improvement? So we have seen the same question with process managers as well, right? So now here, what is the difference? You have to make sure that thing as well, because I am going step by step and picking the roles which looks similar but have different dimensions as well. Okay, so make sure you follow other videos as well. The process practitioners are the closest person to the real problem. Okay, so their input is a kind of gold here. Okay, so they can tell the process managers what all steps are confusing, what all steps are slow. Okay, and based on their experience, they see repetitive issues and suggest where the process or the tool might need some change, might need some help. It means the process improvement or repetition things should also be dealt with once you follow the process properly, the way practitioners are expected to do. Okay, they can also help to test the new changes to make sure they are working properly in real life, in real time examples. Okay, so in this way, you can contribute to continuous improvements, you can suggest, and then you can test, and then you can provide the feedback. Now, question number 7: what should a process practitioner do while process seems impractical? So this is not the first case. It is possible that the process is designed by someone who has not consulted people who are actually working on it. Okay, so in that cases, it seems impractical. Okay, so sometimes the process, basically are on paper doesn't fit in the real world. This is a real case. Okay, so in that case, a practitioner still tries to follow it as safely as possible. Okay, they collect the specific example, because you cannot say directly without any example, without any proof. So in that case, they collect the specific examples where the process is causing problems, it is causing delay. Okay, it is impacting the productivity, and then they can share it with the process manager in a very, very constructive and a calm way, so that they understand that these are the real challenges. Okay, and then identify the weak parts and then get it replaced or update the process or something like that. Okay, so this is it for this question. Let's move to the next question. How does a process practitioner help keep the SLAs under control? So SLAs are very important. you know So as a practitioner, it is your responsibility to look into it and keep it under control. So basically, practitioners help a lot with SLAs by doing simple things and these small things in a very well manner. Okay. So to make it under control, they have to log the tickets quickly so that the timers are accurate, basically. Okay. They have to use correct priority, correct categorization, okay, and SLA information to decide basically what to do first, okay, how to handle the complete ticket. Okay, then finally they escalate early if the ticket is getting close to breach. Okay, so you have to make sure you should not hesitate in case it needs an escalation when you are not getting response or it is not being treated, because in case the SLA get breached, anyhow the escalation should be there. Okay, and finally the practitioner has to keep the users informed so that the expectations and reality matches there. So this is how you can control SLAs. What a practitioner do when they are unsure about the next steps? Okay, so such scenarios are okay, it happens. So if a practitioner is unsure what to do next, they first of all should check the process guide and the quick reference, okay, whatever they have right now handy. If still it is not clear, they can ask the senior colleague or they can reach out to the process owner or process manager. First process manager, okay, then owner in case needed. Okay, so you should avoid doing the guesswork there, because guessing is risky. Asking once and learning the stuff is much more safer, and it is much more practical approach. So the idea is to turn each doubt into a learning basically, and learn it, execute it so that it will not happen again. Okay, so this is the simple way. If in case the practitioner is not able to, or they are unsure about the next step. Finally, the last question for the day: how does the practitioner support audit and compliance? Okay, so basically in this case, a lot of audit pains disappears basically if the practitioner is working properly. Okay, so your role here is very, very important, because you are the one who is working on ground. And if you're following the process, if you're following the approval, then things are in good hands. Okay, so follow the process for approvals and controls in the first part. Okay, secondly, keeping the good record of actions, decisions, and evidence, that is also one of the things. You have to maintain all these things in the tickets. Whatever documents you are having, make sure these documents are provided good information, the information which is requested. It should have a proper flow, proper structure as well. Okay, and anyhow, in case if you find a kind of audit gap in the tickets or in the process kind of thing, okay, so in that case you should not hesitate and get in touch with the process manager and fix it as soon as possible. So you should follow all these things to make sure the audit and compliance are in place. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the questions. If you want to know more about this role, if you want to know more about these questions, we have total 50 questions ready for you. So just watch ServiceNow Spectacular. I will provide the link in the description as well. This website is amazing. Okay, it will provide you a number of questions, real-time questions with respect to each and every role. Thank you.